But if I had known that no teacher would speak to me for 12 years in that system, because it wasn't good politics to be seen talking to the N-word lover, if I'd known that, I might have done the exercise sooner. I found out I had a whole lot more time to teach when I was no longer included in their hall conferences.
Right.
And my internal environment was a lot less polluted when I no longer had to listen to their racist, sexist, ageist, homophobic, ethnocentric statements. But I didn't know. And so before I went to sleep that night, I said the only prayer I had said at that time, which was, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Lord, make me, I said it over and over like a mantra. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Unfortunately, my prayer got answered. I think, but I'm not sure. I went into my classroom the next day and separated my students after we had talked about the fact that somebody killed that shot that kid last night. I said, we're going to talk about that. So then we started to talk about it. And it wasn't sticking. And I said, okay, let's do some real education here. You have any idea, kids have any idea how the field will be treated unfairly because of the color of your skin? No. Would you like to know? Yeah. Would you like to do something today that will help you know that? Yeah. It was like we've already gotten out of spelling and handwriting.
Right.
Keep this broad talking, we don't have to learn anything. So I said, all right, today we're going to judge people by the color of their eyes.
Sure.
And since I'm blue-eyed, and most of the students in this room are blue-eyed people are going to be on the bottom the first day. What do you mean? I said, I mean blue-eyed people aren't as smart as brown-eyed people. They're as clean as brown-eyed people, they aren't as civilized as brown-eyed people. I applied to blue-eyed people all the negative stereotypes that we have and continue to apply. It used to be just blacks and Native Americans, but now it's Muslims and people with brown skin from south of the border who might reproduce too rapidly. And immediately, within 5 minutes, I created a microcosm of society in my classroom. The third year I did that exercise, ABC filmed it and produced a film called The Eye of the Storm.
Right.
People who see that film today need to look at it and realize that what I did that day in my third grade classroom is what we are doing in the United States today. I copied Adolf Hitler. You need to make that connection. What we're doing today is very similar to what Adolf Hitler did. And President Roosevelt said, when somebody said, what are you going to do about Adolf Hitler? He said, leave that man alone. He's dealing with the problem the rest of us don't want to deal with. If you read the book, The Myth of Race, by Robert Wald Sussman, you will understand exactly how this is perpetuated, how it started, and how it is perpetuated. And you'll also find out how to stop it. And the answer to this whole problem is education.
Education.
Not schooling, not training. Education. We need to lead students of every age out of ignorance, and we need to start yesterday.
Yeah. So I have a question I wanted to ask you as well. There have been people out there who have criticized your work. I have
Really? You really think they have? Name one.
Pat Sykes comes to mind. He's
Whoever
a guy,
that is.
yeah, some guy in England. He was a professor. He said that some of your stuff is morally unethical.
Of course it's morally unethical.
My question was going to be, how do you respond to that?
Oh, somebody always says to me, how could you do that to those poor little white children for a day? And I say, apply that to the sympathy you have for those little white children for a day, to whom it's being done so that they could learn something positive about their future.
Right.
Apply that to why we do it to children of color, pre-birth and post-death.
Mm-hmm.
We don't start with you, we don't wait until you're born to do it in this country. The behaviors that are exhibited up to women of color in delivery rooms in this country are very different from the way colorless women are treated in delivery rooms in this country. And I know that because some women who deliver babies in homes, midwives, called me and asked me if I would come and talk to their group. I said, why would you ask me to talk to your group? I know nothing about medical situation. I only know about delivering babies because I have 4. But I didn't do the job on them. I just was there. So I really don't know why you would want to ask me. And they said, because we need to have women in the delivery room or delivering babies in homes who will treat people of color as well as they treat white people. I said, if that's the reason you want me to come and talk to you, I'll be glad to come and talk to you about that. And I did. And they said, in that group, there were probably 60 people in that group. All of them have become, they're all registered nurses. and they become midwives because they see what is wrong in delivery rooms and they think something has to be done. And one of the things that can be done is have somebody in those delivery rooms who does not see skin color as a negative.
Right.
And who thinks that that little boy who is other than melanin challenged is going to be just as good a citizen, just as intelligent, just as worthy as those other children.
Right. So for people out there who say, and that brings me to another topic that I have as well, for people out there who say, oh, why are we talking about, race relations? I don't see the color of a person's skin. I don't see.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
People,
that, Miss Elliott? You hear that. I hear that all the time. Sid, I don't see you being black. I don't see color.
I don't see black.
Yeah, exactly.
Or this one, a teacher will stand up in front of a group of students and say, I don't care whether you're black, brown, red, yellow, or green with purple polka dots.
Right.
I'm going to treat you all alike. And at that point, some student needs to say, have you ever seen anybody who was green with purple polka dots? Because if you have, you must have come from another planet.
Right.
Because human beings don't come in that color. And then some other young person is going to stand up and say, you forgot to say white in there. Don't you see white?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When some woman says to me, I don't see color, I'm colorblind. I said, I knew that before you said it, because if you weren't colorblind, you wouldn't wear that blouse with those pants. And then she gets angry and storms away as if I have said something offensive. Or the woman, I'll never forget the woman who raised her hand and said, I just look for the person's heart.
Right.
And everybody went, I said, well, madam, if you can see my heart from where you're standing, you should go down to the local hospital and volunteer to be their x-ray machine. You can save them a whole bunch of money. She was furious. She said, you know what I mean? I said, I know exactly what you mean. You have to deny that person's color in order for you to see them as being worthy of you recognizing them at all. That's what you mean.
Right.
Let me make no mistake about this. It doesn't matter what you meant by what you said. What matters is how it is perceived. And if what you are saying can be perceived as racist, change what you're going to say.
Right.
Everybody knows that there are hundreds of thousands of words in the English language. If you can't find something that isn't racist to say, you better get another dictionary.